It is a fantastic Thursday morning in the capital, Thursday the 23rd of July 2026. Greetings to you, the lovely GIC viewers and listeners within and beyond the borders of the Republic of Namibia, and a very warm welcome to today's information sharing session. As always, we are coming to you live and direct from the Government Information Center studio here in the heart of the nation's capital, Windhoek. For this morning's session, I will be your host. My name is Helene Philippus Hamunyela. And as is the norm for the information sharing sessions, I am not alone in the studio. I am flanked by a team of well-versed representatives from the Ministry of Home Affairs, as well as Office of the Prime Minister. But before I can welcome them to the platform, I'd like to pause here and extend a warm invitation to you, Namibia, to be part of this conversation by following the discussion on our social media platforms, where we are currently streaming the show live. Now on Facebook, we are at the Government Information Center -Namibia, and the same is for our YouTube channel. I am looking forward to engaging with you on this very fruitful discussion. Now, this morning we are talking electronic identity, what every Namibian needs to know about this. But now, ladies and gentlemen, first on the list is I would like to introduce my guest for this morning. On my immediate left is Mr. Stephanus van Staden. He is the Director for Solutions and Architecture, right, in the Office of the Prime Minister. Good morning, Mr. van Staden, and welcome back to the Government Information Center.
Thank you.
Right. It's a pleasure having you in studio this morning. And then lastly, we are joined by Mr. Thaddeus Shambalula. He is a Control Admin Officer in the Ministry of Home Affairs, Immigration, Safety and Security. Mr. Shambalula, good morning and welcome to the Government Information Center.
Good morning, Mr. Manela, and it's a pleasure for us to be here.
Right. Now, to create context for our discussion this morning, I'd like to start with you, Mr. Shambalula. What exactly is the electronic document for the benefit of our viewers and listeners that are tuned in right now and are not quite, familiar with the term? What exactly is it that we are talking about, and why did government deem it relevant or necessary to introduce this electronic document?
Okay.
Or documentation, yes.
Thank you, Ms. Amniela. To start off with, let me start by confirming that the government is, or let me say the government through the Ministry of Home Affairs, Immigration, Safety and Security is upgrading the National Identity Management System.
Right.
And that upgrade is therefore coming now with the introduction of EID. Coming back to the question why the government is introducing the EID, you can agree with me that the Office of the Prime Minister is quite passionate about the e-government services or initiatives. Therefore, the introduction of EID identity documents is in line or is in support of e-government initiatives. In addition to that, I should also confirm that the introduction of EID is basically an initiative to improve public service delivery. And meaning after the EID is introduced, the identity verification process will be made easy. And then coming to the second part of the question, what is the difference between the two? Let's start with the EID. The EID is a smart card, just like any other smart card out there. However, this card is issued by the ministry and is issued with the biometric and biographical information embedded in the card itself.
Right.
So meaning the card is issued with a chip, and in the chip there is biometric information as well as the biographical information. So these informations are such as the applicant's ID number, of course, the names, the images, as well as the two thumbs.
Right.
And then, whereas the digital one is actually the electronic version of your EID. Meaning, even if you are to go to any institution out there, for you to be verified, you can go out there without having any source of physical identification, but you will be identified through your digital identity.
Okay. I have so many questions for you, Mr. Shambalula, but at this particular point in time, let me hand the floor to Mr. Van Staden here to let us in on beyond identification. How do you see then the EID transforming the way Namibians access government and private sectors, service?
Okay. Thank you for the question. I think we must understand that EID forms part of a bigger ecosystem.
Right.
So we're talking about digital trust on one side. On the other side, we're talking about EID services. So the card by itself will not transform us. You need all these other elements put together in order to create this ecosystem. However, if we've got all of this in place, the first thing that will allow us to do is to do online authentication, and then a registration of people online, which then can be used to register all other people as we go along. So ultimately, you will have a single sign-on identity,
right,
which you can use anywhere, any place. Okay. Because I can do that, it means that I can do this service specifically from home. So I can register for any service that is available from any bank. I don't need to bring in an identity document. They can just
physically,
enroll.
a hard copy,
yes.
Right.
Secondly, because it's a universal identity, we can start to link up services within different systems, therefore creating joint up services. So it means that if we have a service which requires multiple interactions, we can now connect all those systems with that identity and make it seamlessly flow. Therefore creating a scenario where we will be reducing the need to go into an office. So I can sit in a rural community somewhere and I can do an online registration or apply for any other government benefit. From a government perspective, what this allows us to do is to create a zero trust environment. So I can go and check to see whether you're still alive or not, using the EID services part of it, not the card itself, without you needing to go and do a know your customer sort of scenario every year. Can you imagine the savings for the private sector and the public sector and these checks?
Yeah.
We've already seen the EID services already implemented, some of them. We've already seen a reduction in payments of people who are already deceased. I think we are saving around 16 million on social grants, which was considerable. So there are a lot of benefits in that as well, where we reduce, because we can transparently start to check these things. If we look at administration, and there's an important part here, which Mr. Shambalula did not mention, the card also comes with a digital signature, which will now allow you to digitally sign documents online. Therefore, you're not required to come and physically sign. And because you can do that, you can now move easily in a service. So there's no start, stop the whole time.
Okay.
So it becomes seamless.
Right.
The other part there's another part on the certificate, on the card, which is called the authentication certificate. That is actually the certificate that can be used to also extract information digitally into a system, but also to verify with other platforms, which allows us to create what we call identity federations. So by putting all of this together, we're actually now creating an ecosystem where we have now trusted online services, which are encrypted, and where electronic transactions can start to flow seamlessly because all the bits and pieces are now in place, which does not require a physical interaction anymore.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for highlighting that very important information. And now, Mr. Shambalula, back at you. For the benefit of my viewers and listeners tuned in right now, is this EID going to replace then the physical identification that we are used to.
Thank you, Ms. Amyela. What will happen is that all IDs currently in circulation will remain valid.
Okay.
That is from the date we start rolling out the EID. However, whoever will come to the Ministry of Home Affairs requiring for a new ID, he or she will only be issued with an EID card. So meaning after we roll out the EID cards, the current ones will no longer be issued. However, they will still remain valid up until the ministry passes a notice through the government gazette that they are no longer valid. So they will remain valid, but they will no longer be issued.
Right. Okay, so they are going to be valid up until the rollout for this new EID documentation has kicked off.
100% correct.
Right. So when do we envision this rollout to commence?
So the rollout of EID is scheduled for September 2026.
Right. Okay, so September 2026, in 2 months, or is it 1?
That's correct.
All right. All right. Thank you so much for highlighting that for us. Now, back at you, Mr. Van Staden. One may be wondering, what is the role of Office of the Prime Minister in supporting the national rollout for the electronic identity document, which is scheduled in September, as we've learned now from Mr. Shambalula?
Okay, if we look at the EID initiative itself, it forms a foundational block of e-government. So the Office of the Prime Minister, I'm from the Department of Public Service e-government management. We have many hats. So the one hat that we're using in this project was as an oversight body to ensure that everything is implemented according to the decisions, but also what is in the policies. The other part is we're also a technology partner to the Ministry of Home Affairs. So we provide, from the Office of the Prime Minister's perspective, the technology for parts of the solution, amongst other the National Population Register, on which the EID is built. In the future, we'll be providing the EID services as well. So we are really also then, from that perspective, a technology provider. The other part is we provide quality assurance services to not just the Ministry of Home Affairs, but the whole public service. So there's a team which actually comes and audits our processes and the solutions developed to make certain they meet the requirements set in the different documents. Quite obviously also meeting then the bidding document requirements itself, which was in the bidding documents. So it's really a combination of oversight, coordination, technical provider, and quality insurer. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Van Staden. So now, me sitting here listening to you, articulating this very, for me, very important document. And it's exciting time. It's an exciting time for Namibians, especially given the efficiency that this document or electronic ID document will bring along. But now I'd like to find out from you, Mr. Van Staden. Quite lately, we've heard of so many cyber attacks and whatnot. But now we are looking at rolling out this very important document identification for individuals. Given the so many cyber attacks, how is the Office of the Prime Minister, maybe in collaboration with other relevant stakeholders, going about educating the nation on the importance of, looking after their documents and being cyber vigilant?
Okay, maybe I can answer that. I think we need to look, from a Minister of ICT's perspective, they've been doing a lot of cybersecurity training and orientation. Within the public service, also the Prime Minister has been doing sessions with all the different line ministries to start to inform them.
Right.
And I think there's been a lot of discussion online as well as on the radio and TV regarding this specific matter. Ultimately, the card itself will not expose you to cybersecurity threats because it's still a physical card.
Right.
The challenge comes when the information on the card is transferred into another system. Because this is the whole purpose.
Right.
To reduce duplications as well as improve the quality of data in a third-party system. So the question is, what is
Mm-hmm.
those third parties doing to protect
Their information.
our information which we provided to them?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the bigger question.
Mm-hmm.
So in government, we've adopted a certain number of standards, like ISO 27001 and related matters. And the government systems are being audited regularly, especially the ones with critical information, by the Auditor General. So for Home Affairs, they've been audited now, I think, every year to make certain that all the control measures are in place. Another part is we use encryption considerably to encrypt the data. And there's also a considerable amount of peripheral devices in place to reduce the potential for security. Government is also establishing now what we call a cybersecurity incident response team, and there's also a national one in place.
With CRAN.
With CRAN, yes. So we are all working together to solving this specific issue. We know that there's been a considerable increase in cybersecurity attacks within the last 6 months. This has forced the Office of the Prime Minister as overhead custodian of ICT to put in place a considerable amount of technology to start to curb these, and also to take offline certain systems which we found to be vulnerable. I think last week was we put off, I think, 3 or 4 systems in order for them to be patched and fixed.
Right.
So yes, a lot of this now is we've become proactive instead of reactive towards these attacks. We now also have a team who is doing what we call threat hunting.
I love it. I love the proactiveness.
Yeah, so the threat hunting team, they really enjoy themselves. It's really become a police, like perhaps being an inspector. So we've stopped a lot of attacks. We stop, I think, daily, the attacks around 1,000 a day, just over 1,000 on our systems. Last month we had nearly 1 million in total. So it really, there's a considerable focus of trying to penetrate government systems, especially ransomware attacks.
Right.
So yeah, so you really need to start to capacitate, increase, and this is being done now. The special team's been set up to look at this. So we hope there's no fail-safe system, but you try the best that you can to protect them and work together with CRAN to see how we can address this.
Right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Van Staden, for that. Now, I'd like to shift gears to innovation. And this question is for you, Mr. Shambalula. You know, we are talking electronic ID. I'm looking at now opportunities. What opportunities will this EID create for innovation, but also digital commerce and then financial inclusion in Namibia?
Thank you, Ms. Aminela, again once more for the question. The introduction of EID will provide opportunities for paperless service delivery platforms. For example, when someone wants to submit an application online, it will be availed, and then that platform will be securely 100%. And again, we are looking at more secure online platforms or kind of business that will be expected to be carried out in a very, very secure manner.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Shambalula, for that information. And now I'm back at you, Dr. Van Staden. This title you've earned, right?
Yes.
It's yours to keep. I think I referred to you as Mr.
Yeah, it's fine.
I stand corrected. Dr. Van Staden. Right. Now, back at you, Dr. Van Staden. How does then the EID initiative align with Namibia's digital transformation? Because the fourth industrial revolution is upon us, unfortunately, or fortunately for us. And then also looking at government's broader public sector modernization strategy. If you can please just let us in on that one.
Okay. If we look at the digital strategy for Namibia, you'll find that it falls under pillar 3. So it talks about digital identity specifically. And in that same pillar, we've got digital transformation, which focuses on e-government primarily. So you can see it's already covered in its own pillar. The first part the first initiatives in that specific pillar talks about the establishment of the private-public key infrastructure, which is a foundational block for EIDs.
Right.
And then the rolling out of the EID based upon this infrastructure. So this is what we've been doing. There's been a lot of work behind the scenes. So as you know, from a CRAN perspective, they created now the Route Authority. And they're busy also finalizing their technical infrastructure. The Ministry of Home Affairs is a sub-authority, specifically for identity. So this is what we're also now finalizing. So with these two pieces of trust infrastructure in place, this now creates the platform for EID.
Right.
But it also creates the opportunity now, the facilities, so that others can now verify whatever we issue. And I just want to let's talk a little bit about innovation here. Once we have this digital identity available, it means that quite obviously it's not just an issue of enrollment, but when people create their small shops online, it's very difficult for them to know who they're dealing with.
Right.
So this will allow them now to know exactly who they deal with, because it's coming from a trust authority, from a trusted source. And then added to this is what we call a digital public infrastructure. The Bank of Namibia has introduced a quick payment system. I don't know whether you're aware of that, which will allow inter-wallet payments. So taking into consideration such a system,
Right.
plus digital identity, plus interoperability platform, you have then three key components that will allow entities and individuals to start to build innovations. So, and that is actually where we're working to provide them with the enablers.
Right.
So ultimately, we are not building the services, but we're providing them with the capability for them to build on this new services.
Right. Okay, so you are not reinventing the wheels. The structures already, or the infrastructure is already in existence. We are just, it's business process re-engineering, as they say.
Yes.
Right. All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Van Staden. Thank you, pardon. Now, back at you, Mr. Shambalula. The beauty of the Government Information Center is that this is the platform where institutions, offices, ministries, and agencies, anything related to government, can come here and demystify or misconceptions that are out there. This is the right platform, because then we know that we are talking about facts. Now, there is something on the street, right? And that I've heard that apparently government is, planning. Social media is saying, right? Government plans to implant microchips in people. What are we even saying? Is this even true?
Thank you. It's a definite no. And that claim is incorrect, and it's quite misleading. The chip is going to be embedded in the card.
In the cards, not in people.
That's correct.
Right.
And not in the people. And that is only to make the process easier when it comes to verification. I should also add to say, we should not be afraid of the chip being inserted or embedded in the card. Because out there we have a number of documentations that we are using with the chips. For example, the passports that we use as our travel documents, they have the chips. The ATM cards that we are using on a daily basis, they have the chip. The SIM card that we are using in our cell phones, they have the chip. So an idea of saying the chip is going to be embedded in the human body is incorrect, but instead it's going to be embedded in the card itself.
All right. Doctor, did you want to expound more on what he's saying?
Yeah, maybe just something else about the card. No one is forced to use the chip on the card.
Right.
The current act, the Civil Identification Act, which was passed in 2024, specifically says that an entity should accept both the physical document or the digital version of it.
Right.
So if you feel uncomfortable of using the chip, you're more than welcome to continue using it in the current manner you are doing it.
Right. But do you have the right to refuse it, though? Or is it going to be served to you?
Yeah, you can refuse if someone asks you to present your card. It's your right. Remember, any personal information submitted to someone else is done via consent.
Right.
So if you do not want to consent to it, it's up to you then to deny it.
Okay. All right, thank you so much for clarifying that. And now, Doctor, you see, in Namibia, we speak of inclusion, right? Inclusivity. And now, in most cases, when these innovative ideas come about, it is actually, you know, it takes center stage of the central areas, the towns and your, whatever it is, where modern, what you call it? Yeah, where modernization actually is applying. So I'd like to find out from you, given that we have people living in rural areas and whatnot, and the underserved communities, what is the Office of the Prime Minister doing to ensure that communities that are underserved or in rural areas have equal access to this electronic identity registration process? Because I know here in town we have ease access to the offices and whatnot.
Okay, maybe this, the registration process is part of Ministry of Home Affairs.
Right.
So I think for Home Affairs, they've got offices throughout the whole country. So the current ID process, ID application process is exactly the same one. It has not changed. The Ministry of Home Affairs has a number of campaigns every year to do mobile registration, specifically underserviced communities. So that it will continue, and I think there will be even now a further drive to start to reach these small communities out there. So I think really the coverage, especially with the last election, I think before that the coverage was considerable. We've got a fairly high penetration rate already of identity cards. So I think I don't think that we will have such a large underservice because the infrastructure is already in place. It's not that we're introducing something new in terms of that.
Okay, right. Thank you so much. Now, Namibia, if you are just tuned in, you are tuned into an information sharing session. And as always, we are coming to you live and direct from the Government Information Center here in the heart of the nation's capital, and that is Debunking. And for this morning's edition, I am your host. My name is Helene Felapasamunyala, and I am joined by a panel of well-versed representatives from the Ministry of Home Affairs as well as Office of the Prime Minister. But you too are invited to be part and parcel of this discussion by following this conversation on our social media platforms, where we are currently streaming this show live. And on Facebook, we are at the Government Information Center -Namibia, and the same is our handle for our YouTube channel. I urge you and implore you to be part of this discussion. And as we continue with our conversation in the studio, Mr. Shambelula, I start with you. I'd like to find out from you, how will citizens' personal information then be protected? Because there is a concern about people protecting their identity information that is linked to this, especially given that even Mr. Van Staden here, Dr. Van Staden here mentioned that, you know, I mean, there is a high number of cyber attacks, but from your perspective, from the ministry's perspective, what are the initiatives that are being taken to ensure that the citizens' information are protected?
Thank you. The public information is treated as confidential, and also it's quite heavily protected as per available legal instruments. I should also indicate that we have Civil Registration and Identification Act. That is Act number 13 of 2024. That is also having a chapter discussing about how the public information should be shared and also protected. Of course, we are also looking towards the Data Protection Act to be rolled out so that it will also supplement how the public information will be shared and also be treated confidential.
All right. Doctor, would you like to expound more on that?
I think maybe just from a technology perspective, I think while we know that the laws are in place, and the laws are very prescriptive of what we should be doing. So from a Ministry of Home Affairs perspective, I mean, everything is duplicated off-site, encrypted, access controls are in place, so limited access by individuals. I just want to point out that the majority of violations of primary systems of this nature are not necessarily from cyber attacks.
Right.
It actually is from internal. People divulging information of others who are actually legally allowed to see that information. So the Ministry of Home Affairs has a considerable amount of checks and balances in place to control the way that their people see the information and what they do about it. So that helps a lot. So trust is not just created from a digital perspective, but also from a human being perspective.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doctor, for that information. Now, I'm sticking with you, Doctor. How is OPM addressing potential implementation challenges? Because we do know that there are challenges. This is going to be a big project, in my view, and you may have encountered or perhaps envisioned those challenges. If you can please just let us in on that.
Okay, implementation, if we look at, I think from implementation, specifically the rollout perspective, I think this is where the biggest challenge will be, which we're already foreseeing. Once we produce, the technology part of this is not so difficult.
Right.
To be quite honest. It is well known, it's been around for a fair amount of years, and it's been used throughout Africa, Europe, and other countries. So it is well understood. The challenge here is, once I've given you the card, what then?
What then?
What then?
Good question.
Because I mean, the chip is on there now. Now what now? So our challenge is really to find suitable solutions that could be used, so use cases, for using this chip within the public sector.
Right.
So this is where we're working on now, looking at the future. So authentication gateways, middleware solutions, client-facing little solutions which we can give to small SMEs. A small SME, I mean, they will not have cartridge or anything. We need to give them something. Or else because primarily the card itself will provide you with a mobile identity.
Right.
You've got it in your pocket. So to do the one-on-one verification, I need the card to be read by something, and I need to have, let's say, a camera to take a photograph of me to match with the photo on the card. So you need some basic technology. So we're looking to provide that small technology set out to our clients out there, but also with a set of standards which will allow them to develop their own solution. Since it is an industry standard sort of solution, they can get developers in to do it for them.
Right.
So our challenge is really to find for the public service use cases and to see from a rollout in the public service how we will be able to upscale systems to now incorporate this new feature. Remember, we've been running manual systems for over 40 years, pre-independence. It's not so easy now to start to move to a new paradigm. So the question for us is how we're going to re-engineer the processes, and this is the big implementation challenge. The second part is how we're going to reskill our technologists in the ministries. And thirdly, how are we going to upgrade whatever we have to be compliant with this new sort of scenario.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Now, I was actually thinking, as you're busy explaining, I'm thinking of the elderly. You know, we have this thing. I don't know whether it's fear of technology, or we are regarded as laggards. We are always backbenchers. But now I'm thinking, especially our senior citizen in this country, I'm just wondering how they are going to be receiving this. It's a good initiative, but I'm just wondering how they are going to be receiving it, and also given that they are also quite vulnerable, especially when it comes to documents and what have you. Some have grandkids that, take advantage and may want to take. I'm wondering whether there is a certain, document, perhaps, or authentication, if there is such a thing, that when they maybe go to certain institutions for services, looking for certain services, there is another, is it a level of authentication? Because I'm thinking that I may have the ID, the digital ID, yeah. I may sign in because I have it, I have the physical document, yeah. or what have you, and just to ensure that they are protected. I'm just thinking, outside of the box.
Okay, maybe I can help there. There are two critical pieces of information on there which must be protected.
Right.
So your digital signature, with which you can sign documents. The other one is your authentication certificate, which you can lock into things.
Okay.
However, both of them are protected by PINs, like your credit card. So in order to access them, you need to provide the PIN.
And this is known only by yourself.
Yes, precisely. So the public should handle the card precisely like they would handle their bank card. So when you give it to an entity, it's going to ask the PIN.
Right.
So then you need to decide whether you're going to provide the PIN or not.
Okay.
If you're going onto an online system and you present your card and the online system reads the chip, it's immediately going to ask you for the PIN.
Right. Okay.
So that is
interesting.
Yeah. So just something else. If you type in the PIN wrong 10 times over the period of time, it locks the card.
Right.
And you have to be issued with a new card.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Mr. Shambalula, did you want to expound more on that, or is everything clearly stated?
No, I think what I can add is just to say, in the absence of the PIN, one of the use cases, you can also be required to place your biometrics on a device, and then on the background, the feedback or the verification will be confirmed that yes, you are indeed the person who you are claiming to be. And
Right.
in addition to that, sometimes the device can also lead or compare your physical appearance against the one stored or embedded in the chip in the card issued to you. So those are the type of verifications that will be done on a bill-based grounds.
All right. No, thank you so much, Mr. Shambalula. It helps to know that that is in place. But now I'm sticking with you, Mr. Shambalula. There is also word on the street, right? I said this is a platform where we demystify misconceptions and what have you. Government, apparently, will this EID allow government to check or monitor citizens?
Thank you one more time. I should also put it on record that the introduction of EID will not be used by the government to track people's or citizens' whereabouts. The main objective for introducing the EID is simply to smoothen the process
Efficiency.
of sending, but not to trace citizens' whereabouts. So that notion is incorrect and is really misleading the nation.
Right. Thank you so much for clarifying that. There's a lot of misconceptions that we need to set, clear here, and this is the platform that you come to do just that. And I'm sticking with you, Mr. Shambalula. Is the electronic identity document then legally recognized?
Definitely, yes.
Okay.
So the EID is legally recognized, and it's recognized by the Act of Parliament, the very same act I referred to earlier. That is Act number 13 of 2024, Civil Registration and Identification Act.
All right. Thank you so much. Doctor, I see, would you like to add or expound on what he's saying?
Yeah, maybe just a little bit more information around. If we look at documents, the current ID is a legal identity card.
It is,
Okay? It's a legal identity. So this will become a digital legal identity.
Right.
And therefore it's recognized. So the Act talks about digital identity documents and digital identity certificates. So this is what it is. It's just a digital form of the physical document. And therefore it's recognized in law. So in terms of court cases, it will be recognized. And then there's Electronic Transactions Act, which supports the transactional part of this. So if we were to use it in transaction, it's then supported by that act.
All right. Thank you, Doctor. Highly appreciated. Now, how will this electronic identity document support government's vision for digital public service, including online access to health, education, social protection, as well as other government programs, in your view?
Okay, sure. A big question.
A very big one, yes.
Ultimately, all government programs starts with identity.
Right.
Okay, there are two things actually. It's about status. What's my status in the country? Secondly, it's about my identity. So this is precisely what is provided by this document. So in an online environment, when I present this card, immediately the entity who receives my digital version will immediately have those two pieces of information available. Therefore, enrollment to services becomes far easier. But also for me, for obtaining services over the counter, because it's digital, the level of interaction becomes far less. And therefore, it becomes more accessible. A lot of the services can now be done wherever I'm sitting here.
Yeah,
for
and the
instance,
convenience of your own
yes, by
space.
just using my digital version of my identity. And there's no need for me to physically go anymore to such entities. So ultimately, we're talking here about secure online services that are more efficient and more effective.
Right. No, thank you so much, Doctor. I hope I didn't interject into you.
No.
Okay, right. Mr. Shambalula, would you like to expound more on that, or is everything clearly captured?
I think you covered everything.
All right. Thank you so much. Now, as I said, we are live on our social media platforms. We do have a question somebody wanted to know. So in case then there is no biometrics or PIN, what then happens? Do you still have access to the service that you are trying to get to, or is that then packed for another day? I think, Doctor, that's for you.
Yeah, okay. Let me just put it this way. After the first enrollment into a system, you would most probably be given another set of credentials.
Right.
So once you're enrolled, you're enrolled. And thereafter, you can start to transact with that credential.
Right.
However, it will not allow but for another service on another platform, you will need to have your digital credentials available. But I think if we're looking into the future, and maybe just a little bit about the future, there is a movement now to digital identity wallets.
Right.
Okay, in Europe and other countries, where your identity is now on your phone. So Namibia is also looking to go that route. We're already exploring that avenue. So within the next 2 to 3 years, we would add on to this specific identity service. I just want to say something. We initially felt that maybe we should just bypass this phase altogether. Why not? I mean, the world is already there. However, I think from a Namibian perspective, we all love our identity cards. It creates
the
physical card.
Yes.
It gives us a sense of belonging.
It does.
Where a digital version doesn't give you any sense. So that's why the card was maintained. So in the future, there will just be more and more channels of identification.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Shambalula, we are saying that instead of, because we do know that with the physical ID document, it has my ID number. So instead of the ID number on my physical ID document, on the EID, it's replaced by a chip. Is that correct? Or does it still bear my identity number?
Okay, let me bring in a bit of context here again. Although your ID number will be embedded in the chip,
Right.
there will also be an ID number indicated on the physical card.
Right.
However, I should indicate that this time around, the EID will be introduced with the new ID number.
Right. So I'm going to have 2 ID numbers.
That's correct. So the ID number going to be indicated on the EID is not going to be connected to your date of birth. Right now, we have a practice where your ID number starts with your date of birth.
Correct.
So when you tell me your ID number starts with 67, for example, I can already tell that you were born in 1962 or 67. But with the introduction of EID, the EID number will be generated randomly. And if I am to ask you your ID number, one cannot literally tell how old you are.
Right.
However, for those who will be issued EIDs, but they were having previous ID numbers that indicated their date of birth, that ID number will be indicated on the back of the card, just to make easy for interoperability of systems where you have used that old ID.
Okay.
But for those who get the ID number for the first time or the ID card for the first time, they will only have one ID number indicated on the front of the card, but it's not linked to the date of birth.
Right. That's very important. Thank you. So I'll now bear two ID ID numbers. The one on the physical ID card and then the one that is coming with the EID. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for that information. We are running out of time. Time runs the fastest when you are having fun the most. But perhaps let me just pose you this question, Mr. Shambalula. We would like to know, or I would like to know, what public consultations have taken place and when, especially given that we say that services are decentralized and it's not necessarily kept here in the center. So what, or when are you planning to roll out these consultations in the region if it hasn't already started?
Thank you, Ms. Amanyela, one more time. And I should indicate that the public consultation is an ongoing process. And let me start by this week only. Earlier this week, we had the panel of experts where Dr. also participated. This panel participated in one of the television programs where experts from different institutions come together to discuss the issues related to the introduction of EID. Other than that, we also have the Africa Public Service Day,
right,
currently
underway
in Swakopmund.
Right.
As a ministry, we also send a team of our experts to go out there and engage the public and have the public view.
Okay.
So we continue to engage the public on different platforms, be it at trade fairs, expos, radio, televisions, and lastly, I should also indicate that 2024, we have also conducted a conference. We held it here in Bedok at our head office, where the event was attended by over 200 people, including the public and also the stakeholders. So, and also including the senior public office bearers. So this event was looking at engaging the public, share the information about the EID, and also hear the views and opinions of the public for us to have an understanding from the public perspective. So even after the EIDs is rolled out, so the public engagement or participation or consultation will be an ongoing practice until we make sure that we have reached out to each and every citizen.
Right. And by this, because it was mentioned earlier that the Ministry of Home Affairs has footprints in most of the regions, if not all. I believe in all the regions. So the citizens or residents of those regions can go to, or the residents of those regions can go to your office and find out if need be, if they also maybe would like, more information provided regarding the EID.
100%.
All right. Now, next for you, Mr. Shambalula, I'd like to find out, Namibians may be asking, why should Namibians trust this new system of EID?
Thank you. I think the public should just be assured that this is a government initiative introduced for the good cause.
Right.
So the public have no reason to fear the introduction of EID. All the aspects is put into consideration and it's here for the good cause.
Right. Thank you so much. We are nearing the end of our discussion, and for me, the final question for you, Dr. van Staden. Sorry, I keep saying
That's
Mr.
fine.
Hay, but you've earned this title, is doctor. Doctor, beyond September's rollout, we heard here from Mr. Shambalula that the rollout begins in September. So beyond that, what are the next steps in Namibia's digital identity journey, and what long-term outcomes does the Office of the Prime Minister then expect from this initiative?
Okay, thank you for that. We'll be moving into phase 2, which is now establishing the authentication platforms. I just want to point out that eventually we will have a channel available where you can authenticate without an ID card.
Right.
So by providing us with a specific piece of information and, let's say, a face or fingerprint, we can match that up. So the whole idea is to create this parallel platform. From there onwards, because this is also part of the public key infrastructure, is to strengthen the interoperability between systems, but also to look at the data quality in other systems by using this identity to start to improve the personal information in government registries.
Right.
Because there is a little bit of a discrepancy between them. I'm known as different persons in different registries. So,
Right.
so that is one of our big data quality efforts that is underway now. The other part is we've already started to enable the government portal for this new authentication credential, if you want to put it this way. And then after that is then to start with the capacity development of government IT staff and their consultants to consume this into new systems and existing systems.
Right.
So it's really this overhauling of the public service in line with this new technology. And hopefully we'll create more and more opportunities.
Right. Yeah. One of the things I'm looking forward to an initiative is that government creates an electronic, government job application form. It has been, in print for so long that until now, up till this point in time, when you are applying for a government job, you're still expected to submit that hard copy.
Yes.
I'm hopeful that that is one of the area where government is also re-looking business process re-engineering and what have you.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And Mr. Shambalula, lastly to you, what is your word, or what would you like to tell Namibians pertaining the EIDs to ascertain them that this is for a good cause, like you've mentioned, and that they shouldn't be fearful? It's efficiency and all that. What would you like to tell Namibians?
Thank you, Ms. Amiela. I should indicate that the public should be, or should feel free to engage the ministry in order to verify the facts. So we have a competent team of public relation office. So the public should just welcome and bother the team to inquire or verify all these facts that might be misleading.
Right.
So we also have, the public can also make use of our social media platform. You drop your query there, it will be responded to immediately.
Right.
So we should refrain from spreading facts that are not verified. Instead, we should engage the ministry for us to be equipped with accurate and correct information.
Right. Thank you so much. And Doctor, lastly, right, from the architecture point of view, how would you like to ensure Namibians to ascertain them that this is a document that is of good cause, of a good cause, and it is simply efficiency and nothing beyond that? How would you like to go about it?
I think if we look at what was produced, it was produced in terms of international standards and best practices. And I think that is most important. And it will be and is acceptable to ICAO, so International Civil Aviation Authority. And I think that is important to know that international bodies endorses documents like this.
Right.
Similar to the passport, I just want to say that there is a linkage between passports and your EID. It actually uses the same technology. So it's well known and well understood. It's not something that we're bringing in which we do not understand. The Minister of Home Affairs has been running on e-passports for many years. So I can assure the public that they will know how to operate this.
Right.
and that they will continue to provide the security that they've provided in the past in the other documents.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Doctor, and thank you so much, Mr. Shambalula, for making time this morning to come and educate us on this e-identity document. By the way, I've learned so much. It was actually the first time that I'm hearing about it, and I'm leaving here quite confident that the Namibian government is being proactive, as Dr. here mentioned, and we appreciate the efforts that are going in, and I believe that more awareness creation or sensitization sessions will take place, especially in the rural areas, but also in the towns, to just create more awareness pertaining at these very important initiatives, the EID. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming this morning to educate us on this very important EID document. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
All right. Namibia, that concludes our discussion this morning about EID. I've been your host. My name is Helene Felapusamunyela, and for me and the entire GIZ production crew, until next time, take care.